You are listening to the Mark Lesko podcast, a podcast by diehard fans for fans. Mark covers all things Penn State football and the Pittsburgh Steelers, as well as anything related to the sports and fitness world. Tune in weekly to listen to a couple of dedicated fans talk about these topics without filters. Thank you for listening to the Mark Lesko podcast.
What's up, mateys? Welcome to the Mark Lesko podcast. I'm your host, J-Rod, and this is Pirate Central. Well, guys, the topics are in my title. So the first subject we're going to be talking out with the first pitch is going to be the 8-2 win over the Orioles. And we bring this up here. So what you have here is, you have the matchup with Cruz going 1 for 3, had a nice single yesterday. Griffin for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Not the best start to the career, man, but it's just the one game. You can't base it all off that, which is one spring training game. He'll be in the split squad, I believe, against either Philadelphia. I think he's in the Philadelphia one, not the Rays one. And Nick Gonzalez 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. I mean, the bench guy, I know at some point we're hoping to see, Griffin take over, but as of right now, that's our options at shortstop. So hopefully he can get that back. He did get a walk, so, he got on base. And Garcia went 0 for 2 with a strikeout. It is what it is. O'Hearn, that big moment for him. Thank goodness he got that out of the way right off the bat. And he hit that 3-run home run, got that off. And so he's ready to just go through the rest of spring training, just knowing that he'll just go through the motions and get ready for the opening day and the rest of the season. So he's ready to go. Valdez 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Bart 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Buddy got a walk. Again, I don't see a scenario in which we don't try to trade Bart away. I just feel like that is a very important thing to address. We need to make sure that we have the best option right now with our offense. And, of course, with Davis, it's just about him being a good framer for the pitching rotation. And as of right now, I would rather have the pitcher that taken care of. A guy who's good framing, if we can just get him to hit 220, 225, that's really all I can ask from Henry Davis. But Triolo 0 for 2, a walk and a strikeout. It seemed like everybody had a strikeout. And Valdez 0 for 2 with a strikeout. The Omar Alonso, the catcher, got the one hit. That's not the great. That's not bad. You have Andy Rodriguez starting things off. He was the first home run of the spring training with a 3-run home run. That was pretty cool to see that from him. Again, if he can, get himself to the backup position behind Davis, get offense started, that would be fantastic. And Billy Cook had a hit, single, got on base. Nice to see that. But yeah, for the most part, it was just basically home runs were the thing that got us any hits yesterday. It was 8 runs on 5 hits. Yeah, so 3 of them were home runs. It is what it is. But yeah, Baltimore could not get anything going against this rotation. Or the pitching staff. Look at this. Doodle, just 1 earned run, and Murdoch had no runs given up. He had a strikeout. Darrell Hicks had a strikeout with 1 inning. Bayless had 2 innings. He got 2 walks and a run in, but it wasn't earned. And with 2 strikeouts, Mace, I don't know how you say that name of the inning, pitched a strikeout. Nielsen had no strikeouts, but just got through the inning. And Agar had the 1 pitching error. I know that scored that run. So yeah, that's the thing. You have these guys going through the motions. I get it for spring training, but the fact that Baltimore could not get a single run earned, off of anyone other than Doodle, that's a pretty remarkable thing to see there. So says a lot about what the Orioles have to work on with their offense. And yeah, seeing guys like Endy and Ryan O'Hearn, that was a great thing to see them put themselves in a good position to get things out of the way and just kind of focus on mechanical stuff. So it's a nice start to the spring training, and I'm going to move on to my next topic, which will be the Pirates deep dive number 1, which is going to be the infield. Let's see here. So the next thing I looked at, so I highlight the infield. So the guys that they have on the active roster, I know this could also be talking about spring training, but I'm also just going to focus on the 40-man active roster right now. So you have Jack Brannigan. Let's see his stats. I think this guy's a minor leaguer. I don't remember seeing him up in the bigs. Yeah, it looks like he came from Greensboro. Yeah, he's the yep, he was put in Altoona, activated third base. Yep, that's where he comes from. Yeah, so he's from the Altoona Curves. If you look at his stats through the minors, I mean, see here, where that, I want to see the big number, the averages. I mean, you look at all the numbers, 210, 275, 238, 225 in the minors. So I don't see this being a big look in. I'm just saying that's one of the guys that you have to focus on just because he is on the active roster. But moving on to the next player. Which, of course, is Nick Gonzalez. We've had Nick now for, 3-4 years in the majors. I know his first debut was 2023, so just 3 years. He has had a career 855 at-bats and 93 runs, and he has 220 hits, only 14 home runs, 92 RBIs. He has a career of 257 and an OPS of 675. I think you want to have your guy be around 725, 750 for OPS, so he is below. And he does not have the best on-base percentage. But Nick, I mean, looking at his career, when he started, he had a 209 batting average off of 35 games. But in 2024, he had 94 plate appearances, and he had 270 batting average. I mean, having 359 at-bats, I mean, that right there is promising. He definitely has staying power. He definitely has the ability to, get on base. His on base is 311. That's not bad. Like the OPS, 709 last 2024. That, again, around 725. So just a little bit under that average. So where would you put him on a scale of 1 to 10 as how important he is? I mean, he's probably around a 5 or a 6, just right in the middle, because, again, he's just below that OPS. And because of that, he needs to find ways to get more consistent hits. I mean, I don't think he's the craziest strikeout guy. I mean, he has 74 strikeouts in 2024, but last year he had 73. Getting 30 more bats or 20 more bats from last 2024, his batting average went a little low. His OPB is 299. A lot of things did kind of dip, and 661. He did regress a little bit. But ultimately, what I like about Nick is, yes, he does have the ability to have some consistent hitting strides, but at the same time, he's not the best defensive player. Being 5'9", he's kind of short, and it makes it tougher to make the diving plays. So the fact that's on your shortstop, that's one of the shorter players in the game. So I don't know, that may have to be addressed at some point during the season. And again, Connor Griffin, 6'4", 229, sounds like a great situation. It's just about him bringing up his bat. So let's move on to Spencer. Spence, really liked what I saw from the guy last year. I mean, 2025 regular season, 364 bats, 55 runs, 99 hits, 272 batting average. Hey, look at that OPS, 787. It's 30.037 points higher than what you need for the average. So that's fantastic to know that we have that in our lineup. So when you look at what he did with Toronto a couple of just last 2 years ago, he had a batting average of 265, and we improved it to 272. And he had just a little more at-bats than he did with Toronto, and he had about, 11 games less than he had with Toronto that year. But still, the fact that we saw about the same number of home runs, we had a little more RBI hitting from him. He had struck out just the same amount of times. And yeah, he just has been one of the better surprises from the Ben Sherrington trades, going from the Guardians to us. I mean, it's nice to know that we can find a bat or two, and he is one of the more important bats to have. So yeah, he's definitely solidified himself for the first base position. I very much appreciate what he brings to the game. So yeah, he's definitely got first base to me. Brandon Lau. This dude has been a Tampa Bay Ray his whole career, and the fact that this will be his first year not in Tampa, this will be interesting. But seeing his last year alone, 507, 130 hits, 31 home runs. His batting average is 256, and his OPS is a 784. Yeah, he is right there with Spencer Horwitz. I mean, that's fantastic to know that we had a guy that was not from another team, that was on our team, that bats just as well as Brandon Lau. I mean, again, all his years with Tampa, his most impressive year, if I'm right about this, was in 2019. He had turned 96 at bats. He had batting average 270. He had 17 home runs that year, but last year was his most productive year home run wise. And that's what we need. We need to see this guy have that kind of success. And last year, he just had a lot of great stats. Just again, it's nice to know that we went and acquired this guy in a trade. He is a very important guy in the lineup. I very much appreciate what he brings to this team. He is going to be a very important second baseman. So I think he's solidified that for sure. And Ryan O'Hearn, they have him listed as an infield, but I think they're going to try to move him to the outfield. I feel like that's really where his pop will be. I mean, looking at last year's numbers for, I think it was Padres and Orioles, he had 474 at bats, 67 runs, 133 hits, 281 batting average, and an OPS of 803. That is easily one of the best numbers we're going to see on the Pirates. So, I mean, if you have a guy with an OPS over 800, you're a very good hitter. Anything over 900, you're like great or elite. So it's knowing that Ryan O'Hearn is in our system and he actually wanted to come here. That is the thing that just blows your mind, to know that this dude between, again, Baltimore 283, San Diego 276 last year. That was just all you can ask for the guy for him to come in and have the kind of numbers he had. Between the two teams, he had 17 home runs last year. Seeing him average that, I mean, that's really nice to know that. I'm very happy to know that this guy is going to be in the lineup every day, a DH or in the outfield, whatever. It's just very important to see him contribute to this team. And moving on, Andy Rodriguez. They have him listed as a first baseman, and he could also play catcher. To know that he did what he did a couple years ago, I mean, I understand that was, a sample size. I mean, again, it was only 57 games last year or that year, but 220, I mean, that's kind of what you expect to see from a Pittsburgh Pirate guy. I mean, his career OPS is not anywhere near where we want it to be, which again, it does make you hesitate what to expect, because again, to see him a full season healthy, that's the thing that will probably put him in the conversation a lot better. But he definitely has his work cut out for him, I think. But seeing that pop from yesterday seems like that's a great way to say, hey, I'm here to work and I'm going to put the work in to be the backup catcher for the Pittsburgh Pirates, or platoon first base with Horwitz and potentially O'Hearn. I don't think they're going to try to use O'Hearn at first base, because again, it's Horwitz. I think O'Hearn is a good first baseman, but they would rather have Spencer platoon either with Rodriguez or whoever. And I think that O'Hearn's just going to be used more of the outfield platooning if they're not DHing him, which they should be. Yeah, so the Andy situation is going to be a thing to watch, but I think it's going to be a good thing to see him put more pop in the bat. So Jared Triolo, I mean, if you look at the guy, 6'3", 212, that is a great body build for a guy who's in the infield. So he definitely has the look of a third baseman or an infielder. And last year, he had 331 at bats, He had 227 batting average, and he had a 667 OPS. It's below what it should be, but he did have 7 home runs. I mean, when you look at his career, I mean, that ridiculous 2023 start, I mean, 298 batting average with 181 at-bats, that was just insanity. Like, that was awesome to see him have something of that nature. Again, can we expect to have anything in between 298 and 227 from last year? That would be awesome. To see him hit 260, I think that's what you can ask from him. And yeah, he is right now our starting third baseman, but it's just really going to be a question of, can this guy give you any type of I mean, again, he needs to show the bat more than he does the glove, because I know how good his glove is. He won a Gold Glove at third base, so he knows how to play the position, but it's really going to come with the bat. Can he figure that out? If he can, this is a great situation for the Pirates to be in. Emmanuel Valdez, first base, I mean, again, 5'9", 202. That's not great, especially if the guys from third or shortstop's going to throw across the diamond to him. I mean, a 5'9" guy, you better make sure that you have it on point, because him's going to try to jump up and get it. I mean, being in the system with Boston, I mean, he had a lot of good numbers, 266 in 2023, but it dipped and it's progressed ever since. I mean, it's important to always have backup. And if this guy's going to provide any type of pop like that, I mean, that's going to be a lot of showing for spring training. It's a tough situation. And we end it with Nick York, guys. Nick York, 6'2", 220. I mean, they have him labeled at second base, listed at second base. Last year, he had a batting average of 232 and an OPS of 583. I mean, guys, this is why some people stay in the minors, because if that's what you're going to give me for OPS, you have to at least be able to do above 600. I mean, anyone who's doing under 600 cannot be in the majors. That's just my opinion. But yeah, it's important to always look into what is going to make this team effective. And I feel like, for the most part, comparing it to everyone else in the league, I'd like to think that these guys have maybe of the Reds, the Cardinals, us, the Cubs, and the Brewers, I think we're right in the middle. I think we're like third best infield. I think the Cubs probably have a better infield. I think the Brewers have a better infield. So it's like, I'll label us right now as the third. Maybe we're tied with Cincinnati. We're definitely better than St. Louis. But to end it here with our last topic, that was the seventh inning stretch, and now this is the closer. We're going to look towards our games today, our split game. So the first game that we're going to be looking at is Philadelphia. Oh, looks like we can't do it from this point. I'm so sorry, guys. Hold on one sec. Nope, not that. Keeps giving me the tickets. It's like, I don't want to get tickets. I just want to see the lineups. There we go. Well, this is garbage. I cannot find these lineups. Oh, there it is. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. It just was like kicking me out and keep on giving me different things. So, yeah, today we have the lineup is Jake Mangum in left field, Connor Griffin in shortstop, Horowitz DHing. Rafael Flores was the other guy I couldn't remember the other day. I was like, I know we have a catcher. I'm like, the guy from the Yankees, it was Rafael Flores. I apologize. And we got Emmanuel Valdez at first, and what is this guy's name? Esmeralyn Valdez. Yes, Esmeralyn Valdez in right field. Tamar Johnson, second base. And then Brannigan at third base. And we have Mitch Webb? Yes, Mitch Webb at center field against Trey Turner, Kyle Schwarber, Bryce Harper, Alec Baum, Brandon Marsh, JT Realmuto, Bryson Stout, De La Cruz. Brian De La Cruz is in the Philly organization. Yes, I did know that. And who is this? Johan Rojas, yes. So, yeah, I mean, we're going to be seeing a bunch of guys in the that will be pretty much in the opening day for the Phillies. It's a good matchup. Let me see. Who's in the pitchers? I want to see the matchup in the pitchers. Fascinating. They don't show who's pitching. Oh, well. I think Mitch Keller is pitching in the other one. And I think if I saw correctly, it's another guy they're just looking at from the minors for pitching. I can't remember the guy's name. But, yeah, it's a good matchup for the start of the season for them. Yeah, I think that it's a good matchup. So ultimately what we're looking at is just getting through the mechanics, and we're going to be seeing this in a couple minutes. So I'll wrap this up, you guys. I hope that you've enjoyed the episode. Please like and subscribe to Mark Lesko Podcast if you haven't. And so I'll see you guys for the next one. And hey, guys, until next time, let's go Bucks.